my name is Bob, and this is Philosophy Time with Bob. And Mango. Hello, Mango. Yes, you're a good kitty. Now, you may be asking yourself, Bob, what the fuck? What is Philosophy Time, and why are you doing it? Since your typical tour de force of YouTube-ness is doing KSP videos. Well, as kitten, don't put your head in the van. No. Well, as you may know if you track my vlogs, I am a multi-talented person with many interests besides KSP. And this is one of them. Philosophy Time with Bob. And Mango. Mango. Now, everybody has a philosophy. Even if your philosophy is just, I'm trying to get through the fucking day and I don't give a damn about anything else. I'm just trying to get through the fucking day. Even if that's your philosophy, that's still a philosophy. So everybody actually has a philosophy. And perhaps the most dangerous philosophy you can actually have is a philosophy that you don't yourself know. That you just osmose this philosophy somehow. And you don't haven't really thought about it much. So I am endeavoring to get you to think about philosophy. Ain't that right, baby? What was my train of thought? Mango is a great philosopher. Yes, everyone actually has a philosophy. Whether they admit to it or not, whether they know what it is or not. Everybody has a worldview of some sort. Even Mango. Mango, you have a worldview, don't you? Of course you do. Yeah, what the hell? So I'm going to talk to you today about a philosopher. You're licking my Dr. Pepper can, keto. I'm going to talk to you today about a philosopher who lived in the 1600s. Leave my Dr. Pepper alone. Named Rene Descartes. Mango. Yes, Rene Descartes. Yes. You're not the star of this YouTube show, no, even though you're cute. Even though you are very cute, you are not the star of the show. That's me. Rene Descartes had the philosophy that there were two essential substances in the universe. One is the physical universe and our bodies and animals, all of which were machines. And then there was set apart from that, there is the immortal Christian soul. Well, in the Enlightenment, the immortal Christian soul part of that whole equation is tended to get set aside or discredited. We were still left with a mechanical universe, which was very convenient for a lot of people. It's convenient for average people who can feel that they can treat animals as soulless machines that don't even feel pain. There are actually people who actually believe that animals, even cats, don't feel pain. So it was convenient for average folks who like to believe that the pigs they were eating and so forth couldn't feel pain and didn't really have a life. They were just machines. But it was also convenient for industrialists and CEOs and people like that who also thought of their employees as machines, essentially. And that's the kind of world that we live in now. People, you hear it all the time, people referred to as assets. Corporations will speak of people as being assets. They are not people. They are resources to be utilized. And we deal with the natural world in the same way. We deal with the land, the environment, as simply a resource to be utilized, not having any kind of value in and of itself. It's viewed as only being kitten, only being useful for what we can do with it, how it can be used. Oh, kitten, you are tearing my fingers up. Oh, kitten, what's up, baby? What's your story, huh? Rene Descartes, and not just him. I'm having a tendency to blame him, but he was just doing what everyone else wanted him to do essentially. He was carrying forward the baggage that he had arrived with. So Rene Descartes removed spirit from the natural world. Spirit. If you don't like the word spirit, you could say something as having value in itself. In a sense, the word holy means it has value in itself, totally aside from what you think about it or how you can use it. Descartes removed the holy, if you will, from the natural world. Removed the idea of the natural world having value in itself, not in how we can make use of it. And then, the Enlightenment came along, and people started to not believe in the immortal Christian soul anymore, and so the same thing happened to people. People were viewed, of course, they were viewed this way long before. But what happened to Kitten? What happened is that the philosophical underpinnings of regarding humans or nature, either one, as having any value aside from utility, and by utility we're meaning utility by those in power. Kitten. The philosophical underpinnings of even thinking of nature, or in the end people, as having value in and of themselves, not based on their utility. The philosophical underpinnings of that were taken away. Let's see. Is he actually leaving me alone now? And the philosophical underpinnings, in large extent, decide how we're going to act. People act in in accordance with their philosophy, whether they know what their philosophy is or not. I have a kitten. And we see a number of very malignant effects from this. We see environmental crisis because we only view nature resources as a dollar and cent value. We abuse those resources. We abuse nature, and so the environment is fucked up. Same thing happens to people. We view people as only being these something that has certain useful aspects or resources to them. It's actually a word used in corporate America. Employees are assets. Assets means it's something that appears on your bottom line. It's not a people. It's not alive. It's not a person. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Assets. Corporate America speaks of human beings as assets, resources. How they can be used. They're not people anymore. They're just resources. And the same thing happens to the natural world, of course. Not only is that give us a philosophical excuse for fucking up the natural world, it gives us a philosophical excuse for abusing our fellow man. And so we see an increasingly predatory social environment, and you can especially feel it in the United States, where people are only viewed as either their economic utility or their various assets. Are they rich, sexy, cool, something like that. And the idea that these are living beings, that they are alive, that they have an existence and a worth aside from their valuation by other human beings, gets sidetracked. So, Rene Descartes. I have a tendency to blame Rene for this because he's the poster boy for the whole machine universe idea, which, the idea of a machine universe is a very useful idea. I mean, it's very helpful to look at organisms as machines. Useful and true are not necessarily the same thing. We should be perfectly willing to look at organisms as machines if we're looking to find a cure for cancer or something. When you do that as a moral stance, something has gone wrong. Kitten, I'm talking to YouTubes. When that becomes the only mode of your thinking, that's a problem. Because we would like to think that people might have a value. Okay, well, my camera decided to stop recording. Kitten, come here. Yes. If there's anything I would like you to take away from this this video, it is the idea that we all have a philosophy, whether we know it or not. You have a philosophy, whether you know it or not. I don't know whether Mango has a philosophy. Perhaps not. And that you might want to kind of think about what that is, because the world is kind of fucked up, honestly. And if you kittens, if you come to some actual ideas or conclusions about that philosophy, or what might be done to help unfuck the world, you might want to share those ideas, and let's all talk about them, because the world is currently pretty fucked up. The social fabric especially in this country, in the United States, is really unraveling. And it does seem to be a little bit worse in the United States than it is in other places, because the United States has that same very mercenary spirit in spades. The idea of get more stuff, more stuff. Use more things than people, essentially. That is essentially the operating philosophy of the United States to some degree, is how can we use more things and people? Use them up. Use them. Consume. So if you have any ideas about how we can fix all that, you might want to talk to your neighbors. Get a philosophy conversation started with your neighbors and friends, and on YouTube. Because just shutting up about it isn't probably not going to fix anything. Just a thought. So, I mean, that's essentially what I'm doing. Is I realize things are a little fucked, and I realize that our underlying, our underlying philosophy is really a justification for what it is that we want, and what it is that we want, in many cases, is what it is that we have been told that we want. People. It's not that being a high pressure, go-getter, madman type of person is actually going to make you happy that much. It's that is what you have been told is going to help, or what you should be doing. And so I think probably a lot of people have philosophies of that sort, of they are doing stuff because that's what they have been told by everyone else is what they're supposed to be doing. So if you've been told by your milieu that you should be screwing over your employees and burning the force, then that's probably what you're going to do, unless you question what it is that you're thinking, and unless you question your philosophy. About Rene Descartes' idea of nature being a machine, and then ultimately human beings being machines. If you can look at a forest and only see X number of board feet of lumber at X dollar value, then you really are a machine. You have lost whatever it was in you at one point that made you a human being. So don't ascribe to that kind of philosophy of death, because that's what it is. I mean, in the ultimate in the final analysis, you can either view the entire world as dead, which is in a lot of ways the prevailing philosophy. Nature is dead. People are just machines. You can either view everything as dead, or you can view everything as alive. And the Rene Descartes was being in a Christian nation was careful to give human beings a Christian soul, but not animals. Whereas I think that if I have a soul, cats have souls too. Frogs have souls. That's all either all are dead or all are alive. Either this kitten has a soul too, or I don't. So that's that.